Hey folks, Aaron here. Welcome back to another anime review. Today we're looking at episode 6 of Junji Ito Collection. Now, I'm going to say that once again, this episode wasn't exactly what I hoped for, especially with the first story, only because it doesn't per se have an actual ending again. And I know some people are flipping out on me for saying that, but come on, man. This is probably the perfect example of what I mean. So, the very first story, and by the way, let me also say the second story was actually really good. I like the second story. Even though it wasn't scary, it was very, very interesting. The first story has a new family move into a house, and next door is a very oddly shaped house. It's very, eerie, apparently looks like it's run down. And for the most part, while the mother of the main character, Hiroshi, is trying to, meet everyone of the around her area, they won't answer the door, whoever owns this creepy house. Now, when night comes, the young man starts hearing, what sounds like a voice. And as he looks outside, he sees that the person from this creepy house is talking to him, going, oh, you can come over anytime you want. You can come downstairs. The door will always be open for you. And when he sees what she looks like as the episode goes, he realizes this is something that's definitely not human. He tries to warn his parents, but they don't really see what's going on. And what's worse is this dude, or actually this woman, because it is a woman, keeps trying to get towards him somehow. She even puts a laundry pole at one point. She goes, oh, here, hold this so I can climb it and I can go over and meet you and stuff like that. Freaking disturbing. Like, legitimately, that was creepy. And then you see, and by the way, this story is actually a story that's been used in other things before, but they've twisted, Junji Ito put his own spin on it, where the house starts getting really distorted, and in this case it starts growing towards his window, so this way she can get there, because as she says, she's going to get there eventually. She's going to get closer and be able to open the window and go and meet him face to face. What her intentions are when she meets him face to face, I don't want to know. But you won't find out in this week's episode, because they just abruptly end it after showing the window getting closer and growing some kind of weird, I want to say almost essence to get closer to his window. Now, yeah, ending wise, not good. To be honest with you, maybe they'll continue it in another thing. Maybe that's just how legit the story ends. I don't know off the top of my head. We'll talk more about that if they do an ending. Now, the second story is where I actually really liked Junji Ito episode 6, where we have a story of a family able to make after images. And what I mean by that is they can create, using their essence and memories, a altered version of a person they loved. It's still the person they know, but it doesn't really have a real form. It doesn't age per se. It does decay, not in a creepy sense, but you start seeing through it. So it's almost like a ghost in many ways, but even they don't like to call it that. And this girl who had just married into this family is always trying to show that she's part of the family. She's normal. She doesn't care about what they're doing, and she actually thinks that what they're doing is amazing because of the fact that it lets you spend more time with the person that you miss. She even tries at one point to convince them to do it with her father, who's getting old and possibly going to die very soon. And even worse is that because she always says that she has horrible dreams of him dying, and she, for her, that's one of her biggest fears. She hopes that they would understand and help them do it, but they won't. Now, as the thing goes by, though, we see her husband cheating on her, or at least we think he's cheating on her, but it's pretty obvious. And we learn, though, that you see our main girl has actually been dead this whole time. She is also an after image, just like other people of the family. And she, let's just say, realizes that means she's gonna die or disappear in 20 years. She's already dead, so she's not per se real, but she goes to her father and decides she wants to spend the rest of her time with him, and if she does disappear before him, then okay. But that really haunting ending where it's a bittersweet ending, because both of them are destined to die, but where she says who will die first? Is it going to be me or him, technically, even though she is already dead? And you start seeing her fade away already, so it's like maybe not being in that household might be a weakness too in its own right, so maybe she'll lose herself even faster. But it was a very, very decent ending in terms of what we've seen so far with the show, and I loved how it did that, because I was like, it's not scary or spooky per se, it's just kind of thought-provoking and also kind of depressing in its own right. But because you think having an after image of someone that's passed away, and then having it where you know, they're going to be around for 20 years. Yeah, okay, maybe that does help you get some closure, but what if you really just can't see past that? What if you can never get closure that you're looking for that way? It's definitely a double-edged sword, but it was a very nice story. I liked it a lot. Anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Hopefully you enjoyed this review. As always, guys and girls, if you did, you know what to do. I will talk to you later. I have Citrus episode 6. I also have Beatless episode 5 coming out. And then the rest of the reviews I would save for later because I don't want to spam you guys with every single review that I have ready to go. So I'll talk to you guys then. See you later, everyone.